All right. Hey everybody, just wanted to show you a quick little tutorial on what I do to warm up my wrists before I do handstand walks, handstand push ups, any sort of shoulder press overhead movements, or even just regular bench press, dumbbell presses. So otherwise you can just kind of pick and pull what you like out of this. Maybe you already do some of these things, maybe you do some other things that I don't do. If you do, let me know. So I just do about a handful of things. I go through it for about 10 reps each, and then I might do it a second time if my wrists are really feeling it that day. But ultimately this is going to get the blood flowing into the joints, get them ready to receive that impact. So a lot of times we get injuries in our wrist from impact because most people's wrists, like mine, aren't very mobile, and when you put all that force on it right away and don't stretch it, it's prone to injury. So that's what we're trying to do, is prevent injury and also improve our range of motion, so we can have a more effective movement and be more optimal with what we're trying to do, right? So with that being said, here we go. So for the sake of time, I'm going to go a little bit quick, but what you're going to want to do is put your hands down, fingers nice and spread. You want to stay stacked, joint over joint. For all the different ways I move my hands, same thing. And again, I do about 10 reps, just rocking. You want to get a little bit of weight onto there. You can see it a little bit better this way. And I just go through all the kind of ranges of motion. About 10 that way. Same deal here. About 10 that way. And I'll turn it over. And on this one, remember to stay stacked. You don't want to be like this, because then you're not really staying joint over joint. Okay? So joint over joint, you can, I've seen some people do a touch. They touch their fingers. But what I do is I just do a squeeze. So I do about 10 of those, and you should really feel it in your forearms. And you don't want to put a whole lot of weight on this. You can kind of sit back a little bit into this one. All right. So about 10 of those. And then I'll go back to the front. And this time I'll kind of come up on my fingers a little bit. So about 10 of those. And then just the good old forearm stretch, about 10 seconds each way. And again, I'm moving a little bit quick, just showing you the different ways. 10 seconds, 10 seconds. You can even go backwards. Whew, that actually feels pretty good. And then at the end, you just want to do some rotations, okay? About 10 each way, and then I even put my hands together and do them too. Kind of stretches it a little bit different way. Okay, that's everything I do for my wrist. I will do a couple other things to get my shoulders kind of stretched out. I go through about 20 seconds where I'll just put a little bit of weight into my shoulder each way, like so. 20 to 30 seconds. And then I'll get on a bench, put my elbows right on the edge of a bench, let my head go through. You could even do it on the mat just like this. 20, 30 seconds. Slowly let gravity take you down. That's why I like to do it on a bench, because you can really sink into it. And I'll do that a couple times around as well. The only other thing I would suggest is to stretch out, roll out your triceps, which is the muscle right here, biggest muscle in your arm right here, and also your lats right here in your back, because that'll really allow you to be able to open up more, especially if you're doing any sort of front rack or even your handstand walks and handstand push ups. It'll really allow you to stay stacked, joint over joint. So I hope that helped. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like. Hope you liked it. Hope it helps you. Okay, so if you're just starting out with push-ups, don't hardly ever do push-ups, can't really do like a normal strict push-up like that yet, you can start on your knees, totally fine. You're still gonna get the activation in your chest and your triceps and your shoulders. So you wanna be about shoulder width apart, and go on your knees, put your hands out a little bit in front of you, chest to ground, all the way back up. All right? If you can't even do that yet, you can put something like a yoga block, a book, whatever you have underneath you. Do the same thing. Try to work your way from there. And eventually get rid of that. All right? From there, I'm going to go to the regular push-up. All right? You don't want to start saggy. You want to start nice and extended. Stack joint over joint. All right? All the way down, all the way up. Okay? If you can only do a couple, do a couple. If your rep scheme is 10, and you can only get like 2 or 3, and then you feel yourself starting to sag, just do your 2 or 3, then go to the knee one and knock out your other 7. Okay? It's totally fine. From there, if you want to start making the difficulty level go up, we throw me that other block. You can start to elevate your feet. All right? So doing more of an incline push-up. So, again, tight core. You don't want to let yourself sag. You don't want your shoulders to be not activated. Active shoulders. Nice and controlled. All the way down, all the way up. All right? So, the more elevated you get, the harder it's going to be. From there, you can keep making it harder and harder. These are especially good if you're wanting to do handstand push-ups, which is what we're going to eventually get to in this video. But from there, you can get your feet up on a bench or on a chair, whatever you have around. Okay. Tight core, staying stacked. Slow and control. Back up. Okay. You can also do pike push-ups, which is where you get your legs a little higher. And this is the next progression. This is a little harder. Like so. Alright, so once you can do sets of say 8 to 12 of each of these different levels, ability levels, then I would say you can graduate to the handstand push-up. There's many things you can do to make your handstand push-up better, but just for general form of it, you want to learn how to kick up. Once you've learned how to kick up, again, you want to stay stacked, joint over joint, tight core. Nice and slow, full extension. Then you just come back down the same way. Just remember, tight core, staying stacked on any of the versions you're doing. Hope that helps. Hello and welcome to the video. I hope you're enjoying this tutorial on how to warm up your wrist and also do different variations of push-ups. So warming up the wrist is something that's not very glamorous, something you really think about before getting started, but if you've ever had a wrist injury, you know that they can linger and are painful and annoying. You just are constantly reminded that it's there. I picked and pulled from different people warm-up routines, and this is what I do. So I'll go through each of the different angles and I'll do about 10 reps of each, and then I'll do all of those one more time if I'm going to do like I said, a front heavy barbell type thruster, front squat, clean and jerk, stuff like that. I hope you got something out of that. I hope you try it out. It really does help warm up the wrist and the joints, and you will feel better after your workouts doing that. So moving into this portion, this is actually my progression that I did do for about 2 to 3 months when I was learning how to do handstand walks. I actually still do this every once in a while. Maybe twice a month I'll still do it. It's just about 5 different movements. It takes about 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops. Like I said, when I first started, I'd do it 2-3 times a week, and that was just because I was dedicated to getting my handstand walks, and they were really bugging me. So if that's something you're trying to get, this will get you there, I promise. Just follow it. At least do it 2 days a week. If you can do it 3 days a week, sort of little tutorials online, I promise. So with that being said, each of the different
movements I do about 5 reps of each way. I progressed that towards the end of those few months to almost 10 reps each when I was getting stronger and more confident in those movements. But in the beginning, if you can only do it once or twice each way, that's fine. This is all about progression. So again, just try to go up and down off each leg. Take whatever time you need in between, just as if you were lifting weights, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, whatever you think you need for your muscles to come back, to shake off that fatigue, and just keep trying it again, and slowly you'll be able to get back up quicker and slowly be able to add more time up under tension and more reps. So after you can do the up down off each leg and you're getting really strong and steady in that position, you can start doing the actual walk into the wall. I'm doing it on a fence here, but normally you do it on a wall. But yeah, just try to get up, try to take a step. If it's only one step and you hit the wall, that's what it's there for. Let your feet hit it, be confident it's going to stop you, and it definitely will, and then just come back down. And one thing I didn't show here, but an easier way than coming straight back down is actually kind of turning to the side. I'll have to put that up on the next time I do a progression video like this. Slowly try to get into the wall, take one step, and then eventually you'll be able to take 2 steps, and then eventually you'll be able to take 3, and you'll just get more and more confident. And then after you're able to do that, try to do some without the wall. You can either have your boyfriend, girlfriend, buddy, whoever kind of spot you if you're afraid that you're just going to fall over. But just try to get up, kick up, just like you're kicking up to the wall, and try to take a couple steps. And remember, just like I was talking about earlier in the video, stay stacked. That means joint over joint. That will help you so much, I promise. I had my elbows bent for the longest time, and it was so hard because I was using all my muscles and not taking advantage of my joints keeping me up. So I hope this helps. I hope you try it. Please list below if you have other things that you can add to this to make it better for others. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And yeah, I hope to hear from some of y'all soon on your progression, and we will talk to you in the next one.